Hey, good morning, everybody. Good morning, future cottage millionaires. Two things I want to talk to you about this morning. Number one, your mindset dictates your success. I know some of you are going to roll your eyes at this, but I have to tell you some details about that statement I just made. Hey, I'm Ken. I used to be a homicide detective. I was a cop for over 15 years, and I got sick of it. When I found out I was going to become a dad, I needed to make a change. In the last 15 years, I've started 4 different businesses in 4 different industries, and they've made a lot of money. This channel is dedicated to showing people exactly how to build an 8-figure coaching business. Every single part of it. I love teaching people how to write books, how to get your books traditionally published, how to turn those books into 7-figure coaching businesses, and you're going to find all that information right here. I started practicing mindset retention and focus in my early days in undercover drug work. When I was an undercover drug cop, we would be put into situations that would scare the life out of 99% of people on the planet. One of my drug projects was going undercover in a military kitchen and pretending I was a military cook to get in with a bunch of people smuggling cocaine into Canada in military vehicles. And we knew that it was the military guys that were doing it, but they were being controlled by the Hells Angels. So if they didn't do it, they'd be killed and their family. There was all kinds of crazy threats going on. So I started in the kitchen, worked my way into the inner circle of all these military guys. Eventually got right into the trust of the bad guys, the real bad guys. And that investigation worked out. I did a lot of investigations like that, and the reason I'm telling you this story, the reason I want to even talk to you about this is the fact that when I was doing those investigations, when I first started in undercover drug work, let me just think about this for a second. So I give you something really succinct here. In the training before I started doing undercover drug work, I worked with a psychologist. It was the weirdest thing in the world, and it was really hard for me to understand at the time. The psychologist taught me how to control my thoughts. And really, this is where my study of neurolinguistics and how people think started. And it was all about controlling my own thoughts. And as I evolved as an entrepreneur, I went through policing, started really getting good at just controlling how I think and how I act, and complacency and procrastination, like getting rid of all of that in my life. It started because of those early days. And you see, the thing is this: if you're undercover and you're in a sketchy situation, you get scared or nervous, you stop thinking, you get paralyzed, you could die. So that's why I started doing it. If I fast forward to today, I can say unequivocally that the way I think and the way I act dictates my success in business, and how much money I make in my business, in all my businesses, and how much money I'm making in the cottage businesses, and the opportunities that open them up myself, that get opened to me, and even how I look at negative things that happen in my life. I'll give you an example. In my cottage business, which I'm sure you guys know about, this is a very important business to me, where I'm helping a lot of people buy cottages. I'm still buying cottages though. And I rent the cottages on Airbnb, as you guys know. And just in the last week, I found a freaking amazing opportunity, a cottage for sale that is in a part of Ontario called Sir Sam's. It's like, essentially it's on the water. It's on a beautiful lake, and it's 5-minute walk from a ski hill, which means I can rent it like freaking 90% of the time, make like 20 grand a month in net income just from this one cottage. So I put an offer in that was very generous. I put it in unconditionally, no conditions whatsoever. And what turns out, the seller also owned the cottage next door, and that was his home. And they sent a comment back saying that they'd done some research on me, and they wanted to confirm if I was Ken Dunn, the real estate investor, the business owner, the publishing company owner, blah, blah, blah. And they said yes. And so the people selling said, we're not interested. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, why aren't they interested? And so there was further inquiries done, and they said, we don't want people renting next door. We don't want transient renters there next door in our neighbors. And see, I could have reacted really negatively to that and been angry, been upset. But instead, the way I looked at it, I'm like, oh, thank God. Thank God that they owned the property next door. Thank God that they spoke up because they weren't so freaking, just needed to get the money. Thank God. I was so freaking relieved. I was happy that I just lost a deal. I'll give you another example. When I do workshops, online workshops, in all my businesses, I have 2 active businesses right now that are doing really well for me. In all my businesses, I do these workshops, and I do that to teach. And I'm very proud of the fact that when I do a workshop, I think some of you guys have probably been on my workshops in the past, that I do sell people my coaching program, but I will not do a workshop unless I am providing significant value to people. My mindset when I'm doing a workshop is that I'm going to give people amazing value. And then at the end, I'll invite them to join my coaching program. But my thought process is, whether they join or not, they now have the information so they could go do it. And the only reason they would join the coaching program is if they want to work with me. They want to learn my system in greater detail. So I was doing this workshop last night, and at the very beginning of the workshop, I always say to people, I've got slides in my presentation that say it. During the time that you're here, please be positive, treat other people the way you want to be treated. And I'm like, it's so freaking important to me because I don't want any negative thoughts around me. I stay away from them. I don't have negative thoughts in my mind. I never have negative thoughts in my mind. Some of you guys won't believe that, but it's the truth. But I guard it. Like I put these blocks up, and nobody can break those blocks. They just can't. So what happened last night is about 15 minutes. Whenever I do a workshop presentation, the first part of the presentation, I want to do 2 things. I want to qualify myself so that everybody's there and attending can truly believe that I know what I'm talking about and that I'm an expert. The second thing that I want to do is start to break some of the old negative beliefs that my attendees have. So I was doing this last night, and part of that, I actually tell people a little bit about my past, tell them about my family, why I left policing, how I started a mortgage company, and then got into real estate investing, because that workshop is about real estate investing. Right around the time I finished kind of going through that first part, somebody sent me a message in the chat and said, would you just stop freaking talking about yourself? That's not why we're here. We want to learn. Good gosh. Instantly, I took a screenshot of it and I showed everybody there. I said, look what this guy just sent me privately. He's breaking the rules. And I kicked him out. See, I don't care. I don't want his money. My mindset and my thinking makes me money. The better I do at controlling my thinking and creating an environment where nothing gets in under any circumstances, the more work I get done, the more profits I make, the more help I'm able to give people. So yeah, I lost a deal. Good. I'm glad I did. It makes all the difference in the world. What's my advice to you on this morning, on your journey? If you really want to succeed, you have to create a bulletproof mindset. In all of my coaching programs, I actually teach mindset. Now, some people would say that's a waste of time. That's not why they're joining your program. Yeah, but it's going to help them the most. So if you're watching this video and you're in one of my programs, get ready. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to make a ton of money together, but we're going to improve the quality of this. Have a great day, everybody.